Welcome to Season 2 of the Paper Talk podcast, where we have candid conversations with artists and industry leaders from around the world. Our goal is to share knowledge, connect our community, and elevate the artistry of our craft. Hi, I'm Jessie Chu.
Hello, I am Quinn Nguyen, and we are the founders of the Paper Florist Collective.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 40 of Paper Talk. Today, we have Nita with us, Nita of Pushface. And if you haven't seen her work on Instagram, you have to.
Oh my gosh,
look up Pushface and you're going to see edible flowers made of many different mediums, and these flowers are all delicately made. They're so feminine. The colors are beautiful and the shapes are just mesmerizing. So we have Nita with us. Nita, do you mind pronouncing your full name for us? I really don't want to butcher it because I feel really, really bad.
Okay, my full name is Prishaya and my last name is Komarakul. It's quite long, you know.
It's so
No, well, you
beautiful,
say it so
though.
beautifully.
Yeah,
I
Thai
mean, like,
name.
yeah, I think I would have butchered it. But welcome so much for
Thank
it
you.
to our podcast. We've been looking forward to speaking to you and meeting you virtually for so long. It's
I've been
really
following
nice.
Nita for a really long time.
Yeah.
I've been admiring your work. It's so delicate and it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I wish sometime my paper flowers could look like yours.
Oh
Yes.
no, your flower all beautiful. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I love how all your flowers have a bit of translucency to them.
Yes.
Something that unfortunately in paper we can rarely mimic. Using some papers we could, but even then, you know, there are some limitations in terms of the structural integrity of our paper flowers when the paper is so thin. But yours, I mean, it's just like Quinn said, like it's so beautiful in terms of how you've been able to shape your flowers and use the mediums the way that you do. Do you mind telling us a little bit about the mediums that you use?
Yes. And now, currently, I use the Easy Flower Paste. Yeah. The name is Easy Flower Paste. It's from Easy and the paste. Because it makes very easy. Normally, we in Bangkok or Thailand, we also have the the house brand also. But in Bangkok, the humidity is so high. So this is very the main factor that we have to find the new paste that can cope with the humidity and the weather also. So this one I have to credit the Wendy Law, the one who invented the Easy Flower Paste. Yes, she's amazing, and her flower also amazing too. And then this one can mix only, I think it's only 5 minutes. Yeah.
Wow.
When to make the fresh one. And I think if you make the new one, like the fresh one, your flower will be very lively. Yeah.
Oh, so pretty.
Yes. Yeah, because I have tried so many, you know, it's like there's so many medium that from every year, like first a sugar flower. Yeah. And then the bean paste.
Yes.
And
that too.
the one, and this year, the last year and this year, the wafer paper is so popular.
Yes. So popular.
So, popular. But for myself, I think the look of the flower, I still prefer the flower that can the lifelike. That reflect when the light can pass through. That one. That's why I still keep on going on the Easy Flower Paste. For myself, but I think for the wafer paper is so very convenient. And when you make the color, it's also so much fun. And and very variety to paint.
What do you use to paint or color your petals?
Me, first of all, I always start from mixing the color. But when I teaching, I always tell my student that don't over mix. You know, don't make it only one color. Make it like marble to make it, you know, like more life. And don't make too boring. Yeah.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
always start from the beginning that don't overmix, because
Mhm.
at first when we was young, we, when we do the crafting, we always
Yeah.
mix it completely
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is very important. Yeah. And then you can play with it. Yeah.
That's a
And
really
after
interesting
that,
technique.
if you finish, if you put the petal together, so you can dust later. Yeah.
So I guess you do a combination then.
Yeah, combination, and you can random,
Mm-hmm.
so to get the natural one.
Yeah.
I think that's what we
Yeah.
do too. We
Yeah,
use like
same.
color sprays, we use watercolor,
Mm,
alcohol marker, and pen
yeah,
pastels,
yeah.
and we layer all the different mediums so they kind of lay on top of each other and give that
Yeah.
luminosity and dimension to it.
I think it's quite more charming to get more, like more life. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that is really interesting. So when you mentioned workshops, and I've noticed that you teach internationally, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you have in store this year in terms of workshops, and what type of medium do you teach?
Currently is easy flower
Easy
paste.
paste.
Which is I'm on April I'm going to Somerset, England. Yeah, to teach for 4 days.
Wonderful. That's so exciting.
Yeah. Me too.
Did you used to live in England?
I studied there for the master.
Okay.
Yeah, nearly 2 years. Yeah, and
I
then
see.
go back once and never get back again.
So you said you got your master in England. What did you study?
I studied marketing communication.
Oh,
Yeah,
but look at where you are now.
I know.
Yeah, because before that, when I studied in the university for graphic design.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I started with that in university too. I didn't finish it, but I started with that. Yeah.
She went and got a law degree instead.
Yeah, I switched. It was a little bit different, my path. But look where I am now,
right? It's so interesting how different pathways that you thought you would be at, and then you go through it, and then you're like, whoop, 180-degree different.
Yeah.
But I think it's very useful for the graphic, both because I also baking also, so it's like we can visualize, and then make it more, because my style is not too, not too sweet, so I bring the mixture of the graphic and then with the cake together. Yeah.
I think I know what you mean. I mean, everything we go through and all the degrees that we accumulate and the experiences lead us to where we are here today, and your style as well. And I think definitely, I mean, graphic design is a fine arts, so those skills are transferable as well. So maybe that's why, I mean, your art is so definitively yours. I mean, there's a very clear style to it.
Yeah, quite clear one.
Probably because at this point in your life, right, you've kind of gone through so much that you know what you like, you know what you don't like, you know what your style is, and that's why it's so strong. Yeah. I mean, I think it's some of the stuff that you make is just stunning. Like, I'm just like, I wish I could do that with paper.
I know, me too. I say that all the time when I look at her account. It's like, oh, how can I do that?
Yeah, how can I do that in paper? And then you think about it, you're like, no, you can't do that in paper.
For me, I think that I wish that can make it in easy paste also. It's like the paper, because the easy, like sugar, the easy paste, or everything is about humidity. Yeah, that's very important. Yeah, and then it take time. Yeah, it take time for long. Sometimes it take very long time, to dry, and then if you let it too dry, you cannot put, together.
I did realize that. That, I mean, I have a couple of sugar flower books, and reading it and realizing that there are a lot of time that you have to wait with baking, where you have to wait like step by step, shape, and then wait for it to dry a certain shape, and then put it together, and then you might have another step where you do that again, And I can see how that could be very time consuming.
Yeah, time consuming.
Nita, where do you get your inspiration? Do you look at photos or do you, I mean, living in Thailand, you see so many flowers because I feel like
Yes,
if flowers year
yes,
round.
yes.
You get real flowers or do you look at books? How do you do
It
your
depends.
research?
For the research one, because I'm so lucky because near my house we have a floral shop. Yeah, and I always went there, and picture. Sometimes, but yeah, sometimes if I have time and then I decided today I will make a new flower, I will buy and then research from the real one, which is
Yes.
very important. And because in Bangkok we have so many how to say flower from China, from Holland, yeah, and but the price if peony is very high, so yeah, very very a lot of option for me, and quite lucky, because for other people they have to only look at Google,
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, deconstructing a
So
flower is so
yeah,
important in both our
Yeah,
crafts.
for sure.
yes, yes,
Just
yes,
knowing how the flower head sits on the center and how do you
yeah,
form it is so important. I mean, you can look
yes,
so much at photos, but if you can actually get a flower and
yeah,
take it apart, and you'll be,
yeah.
I get so amazed all the time. It's like, oh, I had no idea a petal just sits
Yes.
at a certain angle and
Mm.
it just makes it look so amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, true. But I think when you start to make your flower, so you will know your, how to say, rhythm, like create your own style. Yeah,
Mhm.
because the more you practice, the more you know it. Yeah,
Yes.
Exactly. So
yeah, that's
true.
very important about practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah, Jesse and I were
Mm,
talking earlier today about
yeah,
how everyone should experiment and keep
mm,
making. So then you
yeah,
know what you can do and you know what your style is. You can define what your style is. I think that is so important.
Yeah.
definitely.
So for your sugar flowers, it's a form of sugar flowers.
Yeah.
Do you sell the flowers or do you make the cakes and put them on top? Or what, I mean, in
Um,
addition to workshops, what else did you do with your flowers?
for my flower, I always go with the cake. Yeah, but it depends, like last year for Valentine, I do the flower and put in the glass dome, which is the, very popular. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but after that, normally with the birthday cake or celebration cake or the wedding cake also that I made. Yeah, because I think it's, like for Thai in Bangkok, it's quite difficult for to charge, with people still don't understand what
Mm.
sugar flower is, because we have a lot of flower in Bangkok, which
Mm-hmm.
is the price is not so high. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they have to admire and accept, which is this art form. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
face
I
the same
think.
thing with our crafts. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
so much similarity, and I think that's one of the reasons
Mm,
why Jesse and I like to invite Sugar Artisan because
mm,
you do make beautiful flowers. We make beautiful flowers. It's just the medium's a
yeah.
little bit different, but we face the same challenges. So
Yeah.
it's just so interesting to hear that even in Thailand, that you have the same problem that we do in Canada
Yeah.
and the U.S.
I can only imagine
Really?
in Thailand, especially where some of the labor is so cheap,
Yes.
that it's even more extreme. It's even more extreme where
True.
you are in terms of
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
individuals not willing to pay a premium for something that is
Mm.
handmade because they can also
Mm-hmm.
get, silk flowers next door
Yeah.
that's handmade
True.
that is incredibly cheap.
Yeah.
So you must struggle with that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you
So
overcome that?
for me, I think because I always go with the cake,
Mm-hmm.
so everything come out with the design. I think it's that very important. So
Yes.
people open their mind and then they love my style, so they
Yes.
go for it. Yeah,
I
Yeah,
love
that's
that.
fine.
definitely.
So much confidence.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there I go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know. I think
But
you have
it's
to, have
Yeah.
you have to
yeah,
design with
yeah,
confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
yeah.
think so too.
Because I have a friend. She's very her name is Winifred.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah,
We love her
Winifred
work
is
too.
Yes.
yeah, Winifred. She's because I learned with her also. I'm her student also. When I since I start making my sugar flower, so I always ask her that because for the birthday cake and especially for the chai, it's very big market in every country. Yeah, and then I asked her that, do you accept like to do the children birthday cake? Yeah, Winifred always she says that no, only the wedding cake that I have to go for it, because if I do another, how do you say, if I'm not maintain my style, the uniqueness is all gone. Yeah, even though she can charge a lot of the
Yeah.
the children cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I hear you.
mm,
It's a really good, I guess, business strategy in the sense that if you
yeah.
want to define, it's kind of like you charge what you want to be paid. So
Yeah.
if you think, and if you want to target a market that is a luxury market, you need to charge that. And you need to not do certain
Yeah.
products
Other things. Yeah.
because no one's going to pay $1,000 for a child's cake, right? Or for a
Yeah,
birthday
true.
cake. Wedding cakes, though,
Yeah.
Another story.
people are willing to pay a lot for wedding cakes. So
Yeah.
that's really interesting. I think it's like Quinn said, the challenge is the same for us. And we too try to overcome it by sometimes charging at a certain price to make sure that we're in a certain market as well.
Yeah.
What other challenges do you face with your art? Or I know you also run a restaurant.
Yes.
So that must be, I mean, doing the restaurant during the day and then at night doing the sugar
The
flowers.
flower.
That's, I mean, obviously you love it or else you wouldn't do it, but it must be such a challenge as well to find that balance.
Yeah, I think because I think it's the passion, which is very the main, that driven me to do all the flower. And I think I have to, it's not like push yourself hard to do it, but because I want to do it. So I always find the time and then make it. Yeah. Because all the restaurant is but I'm quite lucky because the restaurant will finish at 6. Yeah. So after that I go home and then take care of my child and then put her, how do you say, get her to bed, and then after about 10 it start to making flower until sometime 2 o'clock.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So what time do you
in
wake
the
up in the morning?
in the morning. If I have, because I'm driving to send my child home, so sometimes it's like 6:30. Yeah, but not every day. I try to make it like not every day. You have to, because I getting older, like 39. Yeah, so cannot cope with sleepiness. Yeah.
I know.
I hear you.
Yeah. But I think passion. Yeah, that's why I still keep doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, passion.
Yeah, how did you pick up this passion? I know, like you said that. Yeah, you used, you baked all your life, but why sugar? I mean, I guess it's with YouTube nowadays. You can pick up a lot of things, but did you try making sugar flowers yourself, or did you take courses, or take tutorials?
At first, I do it by myself. I learned from from the YouTube, but I think if you have the good instruction at first, so that is very important. So I try to find went to Hong Kong to learn with Wendy Law, to Singapore to the Winifred.
Yeah.
I think because I don't have the skill of the flower and I don't understand it at all. So I think all the technique from all the teacher and the master of the flower, so can it's very very important, and the good basic that I should have.
Yes.
Yeah. And then after that I so doing a lot and practice, so came out with the style. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love your style. It's just so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
My question to you, Nita, is what else do you have
Yes.
planned this year in 2020 besides the workshop in Somerset?
In summer, I'm going to in Osaka, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but the date will be announced soon. Still
Oh,
on talking.
wonderful.
Yeah, because I think in Japan the people very, how to say, they are very good in sugar cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their work is amazing. But
Yes.
flower, the market is still how to say, can expand. So still on the talking with the host. Yeah.
So do you sell your like tickets to your workshop on a website, or do you go through another?
I go to with the host. Yeah, I
the
always
host.
with the host. Yeah, always. Yeah, because I think they know the market, and then they understand both me and student. Because if we go to, I think it's very difficult to go by yourself. Yeah, because the market, you don't know the market, you don't know the student. Yeah, very, very hard one.
How do you go about developing relationship in all these different countries and make workshops with them?
I think Instagram.
Yay for Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah, but I think we have talked for the host, like in Singapore. I talk. Her name is Amber. Is I can send to you her Instagram. She also teaching also, and I talk with her only 1 week, and we click, and then she just advertised, and then the class is full. So yeah, it depends on amazing.
Knowing your
also.
market and also knowing who you connect with that matches your style to be able to sell it so well. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations on such a
Thank you.
success.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think because I think for in England, I just contact with Kelly from the Sunflower Bakery. I contact her by myself, not sometimes the host contact me, sometimes I contact them. So I think I'm very lucky to find every host that I contact to, and we work together very well. Yeah. And very, very, I would say, mutual benefit,
Yeah.
Yes.
And mutual understanding.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, appreciation, right? I mean, appreciate your art.
Yeah.
And they admire you, or else they wouldn't contact you, and then vice versa as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we ask too because we're hoping to be able to do an international workshop. And and we're like, well, who can we contact? Because like you said, a lot of it is about knowing your market, right? One, knowing the venue. What venue? There's so many venues. And if we're not actually in that country and we have very little information about the country in general, we don't know what would be appropriate. And then secondly, like you said, the market. We don't even know, how do you price something? How do you market to the people that you want coming to your workshop? You kind of need somebody in that location to guide you or help you.
Yeah, very
with that.
essential.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting.
So Nita, who influenced you the most in your career as a baker, as a sugar artist?
I think my mother, because my mom, she support me both arts and musical, but she never, how to say, I start violin for a long time, for 10 years. And then one day I said that, Mom, I think I'm not, feel like I don't want to practice, and then want to give up. And then she said, okay, it's up to you, whatever that you, okay.
I had the same thing. I was,
really?
Yes, I did violin, I think for like 10 years too.
Yeah.
It's been, that's so funny. I was like, Mom, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, because I think my shoulder, it's hurt my shoulder. Yeah, so I think I tell her, and then she said it's okay. Yeah, she bring me to the SIP orchestra also, and the other one is about arts. Because I got my sister. She's also like, because she older than me for 4 years. Yeah, so we always have a weekend to painting and drawing. Yeah, so I think this fundamental is bring me into, how to say, into the world of sugar flower also. And from the beginning that I start my learning the sugar flower, my mom's always said that, okay, I will come with you. You know, she's
Aww.
a friend. Yeah,
Very
she's
supportive.
yeah, very supportive. And also when I teaching, she okay, let's go to like for Jakarta, you know. Okay, let's go to Jakarta together. Yeah, to Malaysia. Yeah, I think I'm very so lucky to have my mom, you know, that
For sure.
who support all these things. Yeah, and then she said sometimes she said that you have to fight for it, you know, like not pushing, not pushing, but give me the in a good way, the supportive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, your mom sounds amazing.
I know.
Yeah. She's quite artist one more than me. Yeah.
Sounds like you have a really good relationship.
Yeah. Does she run the restaurant, or who runs the restaurant with you?
Sorry. Yeah, she ran the restaurant with me. Yeah. So sometimes we fight, you know. Sometimes, you know.
Of course.
But it's good to have fighting. It's good to have, you know, negotiate with her, and we brainstorm together. So
that's wonderful.
That's awesome. I think that's like any successful person usually has, you know, a really somebody who's also supporting them. It's like a, what do you call it? I was gonna say
support system.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so important because like especially those down days where you feel like, oh, why am I doing this? You just need that person to say, pick you up and be like, you know, no self-pity, you know, go for it. So it's awesome. Another reason why I wanted a girl.
Yes.
I mean, like, I can't imagine my son having that type of relationship with me, right? So anyways,
it's different.
Yeah, it's different. But thank you so much, Nita, for stopping by and chatting with us for an hour. And it was fantastic getting to know you. It's amazing what you do, and just kind of understanding how you think, what your processes are, how you got to where you are. It's been really insightful and really, really interesting.
Thank you so Thank you so much, both Jessie and Queen. I feel so honored, you know, to interview on today. And how you say, both of you are my favorite, you know, the paper flower.
Thank you
so much.
Amazing. Yeah.
We feel the same way about you.
We feel the same way.
Yeah, and I hope to meet you, both of you, in Bangkok.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah, let me know.
I will, definitely.
Yeah, it's not that far. I mean, it is, but it's not really.
We'll do a girls' trip. That would be so much fun.
That'd be so much fun. I mean, yeah, it doesn't have to be paper flowers. It can just be
just a vacation.
Exactly.
What is vacation?
Yeah, what is vacation? Oh, Quinn, I'm sure you're gonna be like, let's go to Bangkok for vacation, and then let's do a workshop.
No,
since we're there anyways.
No, we're gonna do just a vacation. You really need a vacation.
I know, me too. You really need a vacation.
I know. It's been crazy.
Quinn's vacations are working vacations.
I know.
Wow.
I know. It's just her nature to kind of take advantage of every minute that she's somewhere.
I want to change.
Well, that's what happens when you are an entrepreneur, right? It never stops.
Yeah, it never stops.
True. Very big job, you know.
Yeah. So I'm amazed really that you're able to run a restaurant and then do sugar flowers and be, you know, so successful with it, and also be able to spend time with your family. It's a lot.
Have to find a time, you know.
But like you said, if it's your passion, then it's not a sacrifice, right? It's your hobby. It's something that
exactly.
So but anyways, I am going to log off because I have to get my kids to bed. I can hear Killian like screaming in the background. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yes, I did.
Can you? Yeah. I'm like, what is my husband doing? Like, I gave him a bottle. Like, can he not like? Oh my So yeah,
Do you have
gotta
the
get
same
back
problem
down
with
there.
your husband, Nita?
Yes, but I'm quite lucky. He helped a lot. Yeah, because I
Oh.
think because the girl, not
Mhm.
not too difficult
Yeah.
Oh, that's
comparing to
good
the
to hear.
boy.
Lucky.
Yeah, and it's only
It's
one.
only one.
It's only one.
Not a big work.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
your
much.
time.
Oh no,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you.
you. And
Bye.
keep in touch.
Bye.
Bye
Yes,
bye.
Yes.
please.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.